Hi everyone, welcome to day 16. Today is an important day on the journey, and I felt it important to sit with you today and just to go through the message and just share my own personal experience of the message. But today you really want to be patient. You want to take some time with this message. It's very deep but very healing. And I have to tell you, I have my own personal healing experience with this message. But the truth of the day is I am pure, I am innocent. And one of the most important things they ask us today is the gem of love is to find a baby picture of yourself, or a picture where you see your innocence. And you know, I really had a lot of joy finding this picture. I was able to find a picture, ask my parents to search for a picture, and having that picture and looking into the eyes of the baby that I saw, I could see that purity. I could see that innocence. So they really had pure intent when they were asking us to find a picture that would mirror back to you your innocence, your purity. That's your innate being. It's your divine being. Some of the messages that came through this channel was, I highlighted them today because I wanted to share this with you. One of them was, innocence is to be free of fear and aware of love. Sin, evil, and moral wrong were all creations of fear. There is nothing you could ever have done to be wrong, sinful, or evil. And I went on a pilgrimage to Medjugorje, and I was in a very Catholic surrounding. Everything we did was centered around Catholicism. Now I was raised Jewish, and I couldn't even grasp saying repeatedly through the rosary, because I did practice whatever I was doing, that word sin and evil. It didn't resonate with me. So that was easier for me to grasp, but some of you might have that difficulty where you've been programmed with those words sin and evil. I really feel we need to heal and overcome those words sin and evil. One of the things I wanted to share with you today, there was another part in the journey. It says, we will share another secret with you today that may shock you. There's no need for forgiveness, for in truth you have never done anything wrong. All you choose is from a place of innocence and purity. Again, that was huge. Like, wow, there's no need for forgiveness. Although with my 15 years experience of working with the angelic realm, they don't feel that we need to ask for forgiveness, because they can see where our choices and our behaviors might come from our beliefs or our background. And so we're the ones that judge ourselves or judge others, saying forgiveness is necessary. So that, again, you really need to sit with that and see if it resonates as truth for you, because it might not, and that's perfectly fine. But one of the things that I wanted to share with you, and this was my healing experience on this day, when I was 18 or 19, I was in college and I got pregnant, and it was with my first husband. We weren't married yet, and I was filled with fear. I was petrified, and really the only thing I knew to do in that moment of time was to have an abortion. And I buried that deep inside of me. I didn't tell a soul. I had one other girl that I told when I was in college, because she had a similar experience, and it was almost like I needed somebody to share it with. But I went through all the procedures, and I was filled with shame. I was filled with guilt. I certainly felt, if you would talk it, I was evil or I sinned on some level, even though I didn't use those words. And it wasn't until I was in my mid-30s that I had a Reiki session, and somebody, the Reiki practitioner, said to me, did you ever have an abortion? Were you ever pregnant? I was mortified. I thought, oh my God, I have never told anyone. But that was my opportunity to begin the healing process. And boy, my first feeling was shame, it was regret, it was just all these negative, fearful emotions. What is she think of me? What have I done? So I began my healing journey, and this message was part of the biggest healing for me, because I had to go back in time and sit there and say, what did I know in that moment? I was innocent. I was pure. I thought I used the right protection. I knew my parents would be mortified. I didn't have the courage to tell them. I was so scared. And I went back to the innocence of that 18 or 19-year-old and said, I need to have forgiveness or healing for that part of myself. At that moment in time, that was the only choice I knew to make. And so all of a sudden I had this enormous feeling of peace and acceptance of what was. And I've shared this story many times, and people are surprised that I can share it, but I have complete healing. I can talk about it, I can share, and there's no triggers anymore. There's no shame, there's no guilt, there's nothing. I've healed it, and that's when you know you've healed, when you really feel at peace. And I hope this helps you to look back on experiences in your life where you still hold that energy of fear, shame, guilt, thinking you've sinned in some way. And you can go back and do this healing process and realize that at that moment in time, you probably didn't know any better. One of the things that always comes through divine guidance and even soul coaching with people is that the wisdom that comes through is you're always doing the best job you can with everything you know in that moment. And then when you ask yourself that question, can you take responsibility for anything that you need to change, fix, or learn or grow? And if you have peace with, you know what, in that moment in time I was doing the best job I could with what I knew. And so ask yourself that question. Get your baby picture. See the innocence, the purity within you. I'm telling you, this can be one of the most healing days on the journey if you choose to go deeper within it and reflect. It's such a gift, and I hope you can see that sometimes bringing up the stuff helps you to keep it from being buried and afraid of it anymore. So take some time with this one. It's really important and very healing. And again, I just want to thank everyone for their emails, their sharing. For all the times I've been on the journey with everyone, this group is so authentic and pure, and it's important to heal, it's important to share, and it's important to be true to who you are. So I acknowledge your courage and keep going. I know at times you'd want to stop and maybe put it away, but keep going. It's really going to be an amazing journey. So I wish you many blessings, and thank you again. This gift of video has been huge for me. I'm actually starting to enjoy it, and I love connecting with you in this way. So many blessings.